Hello and welcome to my channel. Before we get started, if you like what you see, like, comment, or subscribe. Today we will be reviewing a deck that I made yesterday, and it's straying away from my typical, I say typical a lot, don't I? Whatever. My normal and favorite way of summoning, which is like sea summoning. For the for the way of summoning that was spoiled to me by the existence of Stardust Dragon. Synchro summoning. So what we have today is a bonz shiranui, which is actually kind of a pretty fun deck. It's my first time playing shiranui, by the way, so yeah, this was kind of fun to make this. This is a loop deck, basically. You have your field spell. This right here special summons cards, or will return banished cards from to your graveyard, so you can use its ability next time to get that card out of the graveyard. This one lets you gain 200 attack for all your zombie monsters, gain 200 attack for each monster your opponent controls. Plus, if specifically one zombie monster is about to be destroyed by card effect or battle, we can just be removed from the field instead. This one is your looper right here. This one, you can banish a zombie on your field and you take no more battle damage or any effect damage or any type of damage for the rest of that turn. And the second effect is you can target 2 banished zombies with 0 defense. Specifically, this deck loves 0 defense. And shuffle them back into the deck so you can reuse them and you never run out of cards in your deck. As for the alternative, for what we have that's not shiranui, we have 2 Pain Painters and 1 Mad Mueller. And also, I think we have 1 Scapegoat. I've never used this card in actual duels, but it's a shiranui card that can let you banish from your graveyard, I guess. I trust you. I did use this card, but any duel I used it in, it never worked for me. This card lets you take control of your monster, their monster, until the end phase if you have a level 5 or higher zombie monster on your side of the field, which is going to be very easy with this deck. This one lets you special summon a zombie from your graveyard and banish one of your opponent's cards. As for the shiranuis of the deck, this one is the one that you'll be seeing the most of. Cause I was gonna pick 3 of him, but I wanted to fit him into the deck. And then he's actually the one you want to aim to banish every time. Because when he's banished from the field, you can basically pop 1 card on the field. You can pop a face-up card on the field. Which means spells, traps, field spells, and monsters. This guy right here is your ace tuner. I know there's other tuners, but this is the tuner I like to use the most. And by the way, you play 3 of him in the deck for obvious reasons. You want to be popping constantly with this deck. I keep coming back to him. But you can also, when you normal summon him, you can special summon Shiranui alongside him, which you want him on it in your hand with him. Then you have Shiranui Smith, which can let you add. This one lets you add a Shiranui card to your hand if he is used as synchro material, which every Shiranui extra deck monster is synchro, so you're going to be doing that. This one lets you tribute it to get a zombie with 0 defense onto the field. And since I'm playing bonz, I have Pumpkin, the king of ghosts in here, even though I don't have Castle of Illusions. Because I just want this. He's only here because I wanted to unlock the cutscene, but he actually ended up being a pretty cool. It won't be in these duels, but he did end up being a very versatile character in my deck. Then we have this. I'm not really trying to read all this, but like we have one of this Shiranui, because you're not gonna be seeing him until the end of the game really, at all, because you're gonna be trolling and stacking your deck the whole time. And then you had also with him, you're not gonna be seeing him too much either. But these next dudes, like her, and anything lower than level 8, you will see a lot of. He is an alternative. So if you want to have him in the graveyard, and then if one of your higher level Shiranui is destroyed, so you can summon him again, he's a free summon on top of all the summoning you're going to be doing with this deck. That goes for him too, as well, because these two can be played. And then you have 2 Dark Doomkaisers in this deck, because you have Poltergeist Zombie. And he's very special because you can target you can target an opponent's you can target one zombie type monster on your opponent's graveyard. Special summon this target to your side of the field in face up attack position, but destroy it when this card leaves the field. This right here was actually used against me, but it was a pretty cool way they did it. Then this is my level 5 Shiranui Synchro and my level 6 Shiranui Synchro. I have one level for each Shiranui Synchro because you're not really going to be using all of them at once. You're going to be recycling them, bringing them back from the graveyard, bringing them back from the banished zone, bringing them back and putting them back in the deck so you can use them again constantly. So you really don't have to worry about having too many of each of these, but you're gonna be one of those alternatives just in case things get bad for you. I'm gonna warm you up to the final duel, because the final duel is actually pretty fun to watch. I might actually even do a replay for this duel as well, for the replay stuff, just because it's that cool. These were the first 3 duels, and I opened up with the perfect hand. I had this card and this card in the deck, in my hand for all of these duels, which was kind of great. Side note, my favorite zombie is actually Doomkaiser. And I do have the assault mode for him. I want to make an assault mode deck for this deck, dude, one day. But that will require me to get all of the cards for Doomkaiser. And right now I'm not really feeling it. That was level 1. This one I did lose. I think this was the one. I don't know if I. This was the one I lost another. The one right after this one, but I think this is the one where the dude used my own Doom Kaiser against me, and I love I love it when they do that because it really shows they put heart and soul into their decks. It's kind of great. Oh yes, this one right here. This is a perfect hand. You have this. You have all your consistent cards right here. You want to see all 3 of these in your hand as much as possible. Because if you have all 3 on the field, you have. Let me pause that there. You have this card right here for getting stuff out the graveyard. You have this one right here for banishing if that card is being aimed at. And this card if a zombie is about to get hit. So you basically have this right here cause a loop that in the next fight will become a very important knowledge. Because I think this one they read me like a book and destroy all of this whole plan very quickly. Here it is. I actually had a pretty good leg up in this fight for a little bit because I kept banishing my zombies here in order to get away from the get away from the fact that he's trying to hit me. Every turn I would just banish a card, not take any damage at all. And I'm pretty sure this opponent right here caught on to that. Wait, gotta move a bit. Sorry for the noise. might get a little bit louder because I have to get closer to the phone because it's on the charger right now. So I'm gonna talk a little bit softer. And that right there ended my whole game right there. You see, that's why I say this to me. I like Shiranui now a lot, but for some reason I can only see it as like a deck that with potential. It can be very good at times, but you have to give it a chance first. I'm pretty sure people who know the meta better than me might make this deck even better. It will take away the hand loop aspect though, because I made this deck strictly for the hand loop. This right here was the first time I was that close to playing Pumpkin and unlocking that animation. I still need to get his animation. I'm actually in the process of making a bonz deck using like just generic more revival type zombie monsters that isn't like in an archetype, just zombie monsters period. Now I'm not playing white either, because that's specifically Skull Servant. This is a crowning jewel of everything though. I did all those videos, two examples to prepare you for this fight, because a lot happens at once, and you have to keep up with the what's going on screen. The reason I did that is you want to keep the loop going even if you're not taking damage that turn. So you want to keep the ability to get back banished cards back into the deck constantly, so you can keep having cards in your deck in case your opponent is trying to deck you out. So it is anti-deck out as well. You just have to be very smart with this deck. It's just very, very smart with this deck. This is another reason I have Scapegoat. It can make itself play not a 5. It can play a synchro 5 or a synchro level 6 with this deck, with this card, because it can make another token of itself that can be used as synchro material. So this is a flip effect, so you have an effect that triggers. Oh, here it is. So especially with this, I think later in this fight, they try to rebound damage on me, but since I banished the monster that it was targeting, I don't take the damage, because with this card I banished something, so any effect that came before that trying to damage me won't damage me at all. See that? Your extra deck monsters don't go away at all whatsoever. They just keep reviving themselves. I think I was rushing my turns here because once we got around like the 15th turn or something like that, both of our turns were like seconds, like 30 to 40 seconds on the clock on our per turn. So I had to make quick renditions on my field at the same time as trying to keep myself alive, honestly. Pause this here. This right here is the card you get when you need a tuner real fast. You take levels off your synchros, but that's better because he can stack your field for efficiency and also get out your bigger, more higher level monsters. And I only play one of him because I only have one of him. Because in my initial doomkaiser deck, I don't really play him as much because I mostly just have a invincible doomkaiser. I got rid of that deck though. Here it is. He tried to magic cylinder me, but before he could even do that, I negated any damage to myself. I could have got rid of him, but I have him there for a reason. I wanted him to bait. I wanted to bait him into attacking me. So I can do that and banish again. And have at least because I wasn't looking at my banish hills in that zone at the time, so I didn't know if I had enough cards in the banish zone to play that specific card. Yeah, here it is in the same duel. So he grabbed my doomkaiser, and then he summoned one of the zombies from my graveyard. Since my whole graveyard is zombies, he had many things to choose from. I was confused when he did this at first, but he link summoned into a code talker, which threw me off. I was like, wait, there's a code talker in this deck? I did not know I forgot people ran code talker in like decks that can link summon into them. Because I haven't seen a code talker in a long time in competitive up to this point. My timer's almost out. Hopefully the recording don't end. I actually want to show you how I won the duel. I actually did get out my... See, I used her to destroy my card, and then this is what I mean by you're going to stack up levels until you get to level 10, unless you can do it faster. And he's going to get you the game. Might take some time, but with this deck, as you can see, you will control the duel the whole time. That was game. Well, hope you liked that. This is my first time doing shiranuis, but I very much enjoyed this deck. I hope you have a fabulous day, night, wherever you are. And bye-bye.